Well, folks, a very warm welcome back here for our 3 o'clock session here at Whangarei. Again, we've got some terrific properties for your competitive bidding, but whether you're here to bid and buy or just to see how we do it, you're very welcome. You're in the right place. And like I say, we've got 5 wonderful properties ahead for you. All of the properties that we're going to see in this session, they share most of the same contract details, which you will have seen in the information packs being emailed and sent out to you. Just to recap, I have a written reserve price for every property from the seller has been furnished to me, subject to reaching or breaching that price. The highest bidder whose bid I choose to accept will be our lucky buyer. Now, if a dispute arises concerning any bid, I'll quite simply take it back to our last undisputed bid. As your auctioneer, I can refuse a bid if I don't think it's in our seller's best interest, and I can also nominate the size of any rises of increase. Our sellers may withdraw the property from sale before it's actually sold without disclosing that reserve. It's most certainly not their intention. All our sellers are here or on the phone today, and their intention is to sell every bit as much as I'm sure yours is to buy. I'm the only person that's authorised to bid on behalf of our sellers. Now, clearly that refers to vendor bidding. If I choose to exercise that right, rest assured, 2 things I have to do. 1, clearly disclose it as a vendor bid. I use the words vendor bid, so there shouldn't be too much confusion there if we do that, and any vendor bid has to be under our written reserve price. Your 2 obligations, if we sell the property to you, sign the contract and the paperwork and pay that all-important deposit. As a general rule, it's 10%. You may have arranged differently and some are different, and then pay the balance of monies by the settlement date. By bidding, you're telling me you're doing so on an unconditional basis, that you've read, understood and agreed to the terms of the contract. Any questions at all, folks, before we get right on with the good business at hand? See, that's the only time we want silence in the room, by the way. So again, a very warm welcome here, and to those watching online, hello to you as well. Where do we go first? I think Jason Barrell, he'll take us all the way out to Hora Hora to number 6 bar 221 Manu Road. It's a terrific property. That's what we know. That's what the postie knows it as. More formally, it's described as an estate and freehold cross lease. It offers you, it's lot 1 on that deposited plan 121726 with the volume 70B, folio 91, and a 1/7 share of 3,266 square metres, and estate and leasehold of flat 6, 123-772. Now, you must remember that, but that is the legal description of the property we are selling there. Your settlement date, if you're the lucky buyer, it's 10 working days from today's date, unless you've arranged otherwise. I'll draw your attention, the contract, as I say, has been on display during the entire campaign. Clause 25 points to the limitation of liability of the independent trustee. Clause 26 is the executor clause. Any questions? Good. All right, let's take a look at what we've got here at number 6 at 221. Well, the first thing we must say is the estate demands a sale. So that's really up to you here today. They're very cooperative to reach that aim. It's a great location. You're mere moments from schools, the shops, the hospital, and of course the CBD right here. Now, there are options galore if you purchase this. You can move right in. It's been well presented home that's ready for you now. You'll love that open plan living area throughout. And we've talked about the location. It's terrific. For investors, it's a sharp opportunity. If you're looking to invest, great property here. It's been rented over the years, lived in by owner-occupiers. Very, very low maintenance asset to add to your portfolio if you have one of those. Retirees, it's a beautiful, ideal spot for downsizing, so close to everything good. And of course, for any first home buyers here, it's ideal for a sound, safe step onto that property ladder. Now, you've seen the home, you've been through. Jason's enticed you to be here. I think you've heard enough from me, so I'd love to hear from you now. So I'm going to wish you all the very best of luck. Opening bidder offer, who says go? Where do we start? Now, that's the interactive part. I've banged on for the best part of 10 minutes. I'd like to hear from you now. Opening bidder offer, or do we just take it straight to the conditional buy?
150.
150. There you go. First bid at the auction. At 150,000, we'll move on from there now if you'd like. 150, do we say 2?
Yeah.
2 at the back, great. Welcome into. There's your competition right behind you as luck would have it. At 200,000 now, very quiet here and of course here. But at 200,000, chasing 250 if you will. First call then. 200 even. Twice. Third. What's your next bid? You didn't come here to watch me. By now, you know you're going to buy this one. At 200 behind you, what's your next bid? Cheeky auctioneer, eh? I don't know, but 200. 250?
205.
No, make it. We'll go 225 at the least.
Oh.
All right, then at 200 behind. Once, twice. Third time. All said, done and silent. I'll place a vendor bid at 250. Invite you back in north of there. Vendor bid here at 250. Who goes next?
260.
Would you go 275? I've been in Australia for a long time. The maths isn't very good in the head anymore. So 250. Would you go 275 or
260.
260 then? All right. At 260 here. Who's next? Caught first time away at 260. Twice. Third. Final time. Well, folks, as you can imagine, we are below our selling instructions at this level. We can take a quick break. We could vendor bid all day long. Would you improve on your offer there at the moment? Because at that level, we won't be able to sell. So 260, could you go north from there at all? No one's looking at you, it's okay. 260 I have over there.
Yeah, I'll do 270.
At 270, great. 270,000 there. Any advance before we take a quick break, have a very good chat? Once, twice. Third time. All right, we'll pause there, folks. Still very much for sale. We're going to go outside, have a quick chat. I'll have a chat with my seller. If you want to upgrade your participation in my absence, please, team, put up your hand. Speak to any of our team here. Oh, yeah, the one person with their hand up, that's great. If you want to upgrade your participation, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. All right. so much for your patience, everyone. We, as we say, buying and selling a property, it's a very big decision. Now, during our commercial break, the bid has been kindly. What was your latest bid? 320,000. That's our latest bid there. Folks, at this stage, not enough to tempt our seller to sign the papers there. So moving forward, we have two options, either not looking at anyone, other people who are bidding before starts bidding again, anyone else may, or we simply pass the property in, which means the auction's over and people with conditional or unconditional interest can write an offer. So great bidding so far at 320,000. I'll call it 3 times. This is your chance if you've been waiting for that perfect time. First time, twice. Third final. Well, folks, Jason will pass the property back in your very capable hands. If you have interest now conditionally or unconditionally in the home, please see Jason there. He'll help get you into it. Great bidding so far anyway. We'll take a minute's break and we'll move on to our second offering. Thank you.
Right.
Well, welcome back, folks.
When you've finished.
No, don't leave. Come back and buy another one. You know the rules. Well done and good luck anyway. As I say, we move on to our second offering now. Number 10, Lockhill Place in Tacamo, Tanya Dunn. Once again, here she is. She's marketed the property. She's given you the documentation. She's enticed you to be here today. And she is right there on the home that we know as number 10. More formally, it's an estate in freehold, offering you some 501 square metres, more or less. It's lot 304 on that deposited plan 204095, volume 132D, folio 298, with of course a share of the driveway and the paths and everything. There's a list about that long. I'm sure you've got all the documentation there. Your settlement date, well, bless you. Your settlement date here is 15 working days from today's contract date. Clause 25 just relates to the keys. So I read here, the buyer acknowledges the ranch slider door has a lock with no key and the vendor's obligations under clause 5.4 have been negated. Very clean contract apart from that. I'll hand you over now to Tanya Dunn.
Welcome everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my wonderful vendors for trusting me in the marketing of your home. You've been an absolute pleasure to work with and good luck to everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Sorry about your back with me. Oh, phone bill could be over there. You better grab that. What have we got here at number 10? Well, it's a solid brick construction. You've got that idyllic golf course location right there. And it's the first time it's ever been for sale since it was built. It's a much loved home in a very coveted location. It's peaceful. You're set back from the street and you're within a stone's throw, I'm told, of the golf course. I don't know how far you can throw stones, but you are indeed there. And it's ideal for entertaining, modern family living, and of course that second living space, well, it's just ideal there. Terrific neighbourhood and of course neighbours as well. So any neighbours here or watching online, give yourselves a pat on the back. The beautiful, what I like the most is that beautiful exposed aggregate floor, the gleaming kitchen, of course that freestanding bath, just terrific. But of course I'm not buying it, so I'm going to ask for an opening bid or offer. Where do we say go, folks?
700.
700, welcome in, there you go. See, that wasn't so bad at all now. Breathe out, you're right, we're underway. At 700 000. Where do we go next? At 700,000 here. I don't know, maybe 750 from there or? 750?
705.
Ooh, would you put a couple of them together? Maybe 25 at this stage.
7 and 10.
Geez, you're a hard negotiator, aren't you? All right, at 7:10 here. At 7 and 10 here. You're in the lead. That's the only place to be, by the way. At 7:10.
750.
Oh, look at him go. At 7:50 there. King hit there at 7.5. 7:50. What do we say now?
5.
Two of them?
755.
Make it 60. At 7:50 here, would you go 60? Understood. What a terrible auction here, isn't he? But at 7:60 here, stay strong. You're in the lead there at 7 and 60. I guess it's your turn now too. We're online there, but 7:60 clearly bid to my right, your left. At 760.
775.
Okay, 775. See, at least he did a 15. Would you go the same, another 15, which would take me to 19? At 790 rather, 775. First call at 7 and 75. Twice. Third call, 775 over here. Not yet. Don't give Ray a strategy just yet. We're still under selling instructions, so maybe have one more crack at it. 775 here. Third time. You pause at the moment. Understood. We're going to have a quick chat. We're going to pause the auction momentarily. I'll have a chat with yourselves and a chat with our seller. Pop outside for a moment. Again, if you want to upgrade your participation, there are many of the team here you can have a chat to. 775 is where the bid's at. We'll be back in just a moment.
Oh, this
Well, welcome back. Thanks for your patience during our commercial break. Now, during that time, we have had an increase in bidding. Just confirm your latest bid.
820,000.
$820,000 here. Folks, congratulate them. We're not done yet. Folks, with that, you might have jumped the gun a tiny bit, but with that breaking news, we are on the market and we are selling. 3 chances to jump back in the fray, as it were. First time at 820. Twice. See, you asked the question. There you have absolutely sure. And I'm going as quick as I can. Third, final time. This is what happens when you list with Tanya. It goes. Come on, congratulations. Well bought. Commiserations to our underbidders. Come back and see another one next week, but thank you. Go and celebrate. Breathe. Well done.
Now I can go.
Congratulations. Welcome back. We now have our third offering for the session, and my word, we travel out to Hikurangi, number 2 Valley Road, brought to you by Amang Kang and Tama Turunberg. They're the 2 gentlemen on my left that you see over there. Thanks so much. We know it as number 2 Valley Road. More formally, it's described as an estate in freehold, offering you that 308 square metres, lot 1 on deposited plan 88138, volume 45C, folio 980. Your settlement date is 47 days from contract date today, if you are the lucky buyer. Couple of clauses there. 25, the vendor is not an occupation, therefore clause 9.31 is varied, as you've been told, with warranties to serviceability. And of course, number 26, the exclusion from the vendor's warranty. The fireplace is sold on an as-is basis, as I'm sure you've been told there. Let's take a quick look. Let's travel out to Hikurangi and see what we have here. It's a character villa in Hikurangi. It's full of charm and, of course, potential. It's right in the heart of Hikurangi there. Terrific place to live. It's got the village setting. You've got schools, shops, and all the amenities. And, of course, you've got that rural feeling right on the outskirts of town here. You've got the open plan kitchen in the dining and living area. Now, look, it's currently rented. And if you are an investor, we do offer vacant possession, but our tenants would love to stay if that was your desire. But it's being sold with vacant possession. And there's an opportunity here to renovate and add value. Folks, you've seen it, you've loved it. Where do we say go? Opening bid or offer? In the room here or maybe on the phone? I don't know. But number 2, Valley Road. Opening bid or offer? Or do we just simply talk to our conditional buyers? I don't know. But if you're in the position to be unconditional and able to bid here today, I'd suggest you do it right now. On the phone, perhaps.
Having a connection issue.
Oh, they should have gone with Spark. Okay. The joys of the modern age. Is he trying back? We do have, by the way, a registered phone bidder. We've got all the paperwork for that, so can we tempt you in at all, ma'am, in the second row there? Okay, not yet. Jolly good. Okay. Well, a registered phone bidder. Over to you, or we simply go and talk to our conditional buyers.
150.
Well, that's for the gate and the letterbox. And okay, 150,000. 2026 is a year at 150,000 there. Maybe you'd like to improve on your position there. So it's kind of below our selling instructions at this level. But 150,000, first, second, third time. 200,000. Okay. At 200,000, you're getting better. He's getting better, but I'll put 200,000. Look, we're below our selling instructions by a bit of a distance. If he'd like me to talk to the seller, if he could increase on his bid now, that'd be terrific. We may talk to our conditional buyers instead. But 200 bid on the phone to my left, 200,000 bid there. We tempt you in at all, or maybe online? Once, 200 twice. Third call. Understand it's a big decision. Can I get into the threes at all would be my suggestion.
He's happy to talk further.
Okay. Would he raise his bid now? Is he still on the line, or?
He's still on the line. but-
Okay, we'll go and have a chat to him in the room and have a chat to the seller. Folks, we'll pause it there at 200. Okay. Back in a moment or two. Thank you. Welcome back, folks. We'll move on now to, we're just going to park our previous auction. They're still negotiating, so we'll just park that. We'll come back to it momentarily later in our session. We're moving on to our next offering, which is number 7, Lindis Lane in Takamo. Again, Jason Barrell has brought that to the market. He's led you through your inquiries and enticed you to be here or online today, bidding furiously for ownership. Now, we know it as number 7, Lindis Lane. More formally, it's described as an estate in freehold, offering you a whopping 543 square metres, more or less. It's lot 16 on deposited plan 552226 with that identifier 956084. And of course, you've got an additional estate in freehold of a 1/8 share of 539 square metres, being your access there. Your settlement date, if you are the lucky buyer here today or online, is 47 days from today's contract date. A very clean contract, no conditions there. So onwards we go. Let's have a look what we have here. It's modern, it's easy care living, and it's in Totara Parklands. Now you perch quietly at the end of a very, very private cul-de-sac in this very desirable subdivision here. Now, modern style meets easy, low maintenance living. It sounds like the perfect combination to me. It was built in 2022, so we're past the terrible twos. It's a 4-year-old now. And of course, the layout is just terrific with that 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It's functional, it's stylish, and it simply just works. It presents very, very well. The double garage, you've got the extra storage there as well. And as we've mentioned, the section, well, it's super easy care. So your weekends, you'll enjoy them instead of looking after and modifying the house all weekend long. The location, as well as being at the end of that great cul-de-sac, you're mere minutes from Tikipunga shopping centre, the cafes, schools, you've even got childcare nearby, and public transport. Again, and it does surprise me, whether you're here today in the room or you're watching online, we have no registered bidders for this, so I'm simply going to call it 3 times. I can see the owner's expectation and they're very, very realistic. So if this is a home that interests you, do not dilly nor dally. First time, twice. Third, final time. Jason, I'm going to pass it back in your very capable hands. As we say, get in touch with Jason straight away. Their expectations are not going to stand in the way of a sale. Terrific property here. We'll take a break and move on to our next offering. Welcome back, everyone in the room and watching online, of course. We have our fifth offering. Remember, we are still going to go back to the one we've parked after this, the property that's being negotiated. We travel now to Poroti in Carruth Road. It's brought to you by the one and only Justin Sims to my left, as you'll see there from our great team. And my word, what a property it is. It's an estate in freehold, and it offers you some 5,427 square metres, more or less, which is about 1.34 acres, more or less, I would have thought, yes. It is lot 2 on that deposited plan 619988, the volume 1257, folio 754, and of course the title is yet to be issued, as I'm sure you're all aware. Of course, clause 26, the settlement date will be 15 working days after the purchaser's solicitor receives notice from the vendor's solicitor that the title is obtainable on the Land Online database. So basically, once the title's been issued, the seller's lawyer will notify the buyers, and it will be 15 working days after that for our settlement. 27 and 28 clauses, they outline the obligations and of course the rights of the vendor upon signing this agreement. No other changes there. My good man, would you like to say a few words? Here's Justin right here.
I'd love to. Thank you, Richard. This is just prime rural west real estate. Lovely little block, north facing, soaks up the sun. You've got many volcanic rocks there, all ready for your landscaping. The owners have put a lot of work in over the years. That nature belt around the property is well established, and it's just a perfect platform for building on. So I wish you very well in your interest. Give me a call if you'd love to have a walk over there. I'd certainly love to go and show you around. Thanks so much.
Excellent. Thank you for the man who has walked the land indeed. Now, what is it? Most of what you've just said has stolen my thunder, which is terrific, because you know the block a lot better than me. I'd just like to say it's an excellent land parcel. You've got electricity to the gate from Carruth Road, the concrete driveway, you've got the post and rails surround there. It's just a majestic entrance there. It's fully fenced, the entire section, so you've got batten and post and wire all the way around. You've got that nature strip. You're 24 kilometres roughly from the CBD here, and around 12 kilometres to Whangarei. And of course, the subdivision, it's been recently completed, but the title is yet to be issued. Now, again, in a surprise move, we have nobody registered here today to bid. So I will call 3 times to see if you're in that unconditional position. Otherwise, we'll simply pass the property in and talk to our conditional buyers. First call, twice. Absolutely sure, sir. Third, final time. Okay, in that case, I'm going to pass it in to you and your conditional buyers. And are we mentioning? Yeah, absolutely. Look, we anticipate that this might happen, so we will be momentarily publishing an asking price of $499,000. So don't walk, absolutely sprint. Get in touch with Justin and get yourself a piece of paradise right here. All right, thank you. Speak to Justin. He's the one who'll get you the land. See you shortly. Well, folks, welcome back. Thank you for your patience. We return now to number 2 Valley Road in Hikurangi. As you know, we left that there quite some time ago now at a level of $200,000. And just confirm, Aman, the bid has been increased. What's the new level there? $270,000. Folks, at that stage, we're still not at our seller's expectations. So what I'll do from here, if there's any increase on $270,000, for those of you who've just popped into the room, it could be an additional great buy as well. Good investment there. Wonderful home. But at $270,000, I'll call it 3 times. First, second, third, final time. Surprisingly, I think we'll pass it back in the team's hands with Aman and Tama there. Now, we do have instructions from our seller to ask an asking price. We're going to broadcast that now to a level of $350,000. Very reasonable buying for where it is there and what's on offer. If you have interest, Aman and Tama, they're the people you should speak to. Thanks so much. We'll see you again in here very shortly. We'll be back at 5 p.m. See you then.